not
Not
a such
fans.
not such big fan outs here. All right, take the auto tracker off. Let us stay
Yes,
where we
please.
are. All right. When we plug the mics in, we want them to work. That's what we're expecting. All right.
That would be
We don't
nice.
need
That
them
would
to
be nice.
stop working as soon as we start the podcast. We want you to
Yeah.
work pre and during and post podcast.
Yeah.
But that's all we're
Yes,
asking for.
please.
No big deal.
Right. Not asking for too much.
So, how are you doing, Erica? It's great to see you again here on the Zen Frenz podcast. Last episode, we were talking about the percentages of pet anxiety that exist. Also, we were going over the different types of anxiety for pets as well. I was in Colorado. I will tell you that they saying it's the least amount of snow they've gotten in 20 years. So I didn't get a chance to
No.
snowboard, unfortunately. But it was really cool to be out there, really cool to see the mountains and spend some New Year's Eve there in
Yeah, but the
Vail and Denver.
time.
Yeah,
Oh, that's kind of tragic. I'm sorry. I'm sure it was still great, but
still great.
oh.
It's a little bizarre though. It kind of makes you think about the climate and
Mm-hmm.
maybe some years are cold, some years are warm, but this year for sure was no snow on the mountains in Colorado. So yeah, it
Ugh,
happens.
that is a bummer. That is a bummer. That gosh, because you picked Colorado for a reason, and that's one of the
Right.
reasons, you know?
Right. Yeah, for
Yeah, you
sure.
were
For
ready.
sure. You want some
Do
snow
you
on the
did you
mountains.
bring a board with you, or were you planning
Well,
to
so
rent?
actually, my buddy had it at a storage unit in Keystone, Colorado. So I
Hmm.
ended up going to the storage unit, got the board. Man, it had
Oh,
been like 2 or 3 years since I've gone on a snowboard. But I was looking forward to doing it. Unfortunately, didn't get a chance to do it in Colorado. But my best friend, his name is Trevin O'Kane. He was my college roommate. He's turning 30 next weekend, and he lives in San Diego, but he wants to celebrate in Mammoth Mountain, which I've never been to before, but I'll be taking my first trip to Mammoth next weekend. So
where is that located?
yeah, so it's not far from Yosemite.
Oh,
Which Yosemite, you always see the on the MacBooks, those are like the default screen settings for,
yeah,
it's like,
right.
wow, I really want to go check out Yosemite. I've never been there myself. I've lived in San Diego and Los Angeles. I've never made the trip to Yosemite, and I've never been to Mammoth Mountain. Usually, if you're in San Diego or LA, Big Bear is the easy mountain to get
Yeah,
to, about like
yeah,
a few
yeah.
hours away. So that's not a problem. But Mammoth is just bigger and better, but it's harder to get to, right? You got to make like a 5 hour, 6 hour trip from either one to get there. It's probably about like a 10.5 hour drive from Arizona. But what I'll do
Ooh,
is I'll fly into San Francisco and then take a direct from San Francisco. It's called the Bishop BIH airport, and it's about like 40 minutes from Mammoth. So that's my way of not driving 10.5 hours there and driving 10.5 hours back. I just
yeah,
experienced that going to Colorado. It's a long trip. It takes a lot out of you,
it
great
does.
sights, but sometimes it's just you don't want to be on the road for that long.
Yeah, yeah. Rick
Pay
drives
pay a
are,
little extra to not do that.
yeah,
Or
yes,
a
that
lot
is.
extra, depending on airline
Yeah,
flights.
right, right. Yeah, exactly. With flight prices now and everything. But yeah, Rick drives Sookie and himself twice a year, but between Massachusetts and Wisconsin, and that's 17 hours. And it wears thin after
That's
15
17.
years. And
That's long. I mean, that you
yeah,
may chop that up into 3 days. You could maybe chop that up into 2 days if you're ambitious, but you're
right.
looking at like two 8 hour, 9 hour drive days there.
Yeah, yeah. And it felt different to him 15 years ago than it feels now. He was like, we'll just power through.
Right.
And
That
no,
power
there's
through.
yeah. Mm-mm. I mean, it's hard when you're the only driver. So
For
until
sure.
Sookie gets her license,
For
and then she can
sure.
help him out. But she's such a good traveler. How about Yoshi? She's so good.
Yoshi is good. I got to give him credit. When he was a puppy, I brought him from Phoenix to Los Angeles, and he was on my lap like the whole time. And he was really calm. He moved into the front seat. He was really calm as well. So I got to give it to him. He's a really good traveler.
That's great.
He knows how to put his chin, on the center console.
Yeah,
He likes to rest it there, which is
yeah.
possible. And he does this funny thing, wherever we go somewhere, he'll be like chill and in a zone until we get somewhere. But as soon as we get somewhere and I pull up in the parking spot, as soon as I, like turn the keys off for the car, he just jumps up right away and he likes to do this thing where he puts his hands on the center console and he'll like kind of poach himself up, like looking around, like, where are we? Where are we? Where are we going? And then he's ready to get out from there. But yeah, that's just a weird like instinct that he has
He
every
gets
time the car's
activated.
off. Yeah, he's activated. I mean
Yeah,
that
yeah.
that right there, that activates him. He's up on his paws. He's like, all right, where are we next? Before that though, no, he's a pretty good traveler. I got to give it to him. Good,
That's
good, good
really
in cars
great.
and pretty good on planes too.
Yeah, with all of our anxiety conversation, a lot of pets have travel anxiety, and I'm very grateful to also be someone that has worked on it a lot, and had good experiences. Our Shiba before Suki, her name was Gabby. She also was an excellent traveler. Except toward the end, she started to bark the whole time,
Hmm.
but just calmly. But that wasn't so great for Rick on those road trips.
Right,
But yeah, Suki just she kind of does the same thing. She stays really chill in her carrier, and she can move around in there, and switch positions a little. And then when she starts to get restless and she maybe does the thing Yoshi's doing,
right,
stand up and look around or try to get his attention, he knows, oh, she might need a pit stop, which is good for him. He gets
right,
out and walks a little. Like he would never do that if he was just by himself. He
right. He
he
just
would be
powered
like,
through.
"Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, I'll do it," and not actually.
Yeah, it's like
So,
an internal clock you got to have. I always try to think of myself as if I was Yoshi. Like, at what point would I need to go to the bathroom here? Usually, when I have to go to the
yeah.
bathroom, that's when I take him to the bathroom because I'm like, if
Yeah.
I got to go, you probably got to go too.
Yeah, definitely. And then, try to get her to the one thing that she's a little bit iffy on is trying to get her to drink. She doesn't always want to while traveling. And I don't know. I'm a hydration queen. I'm big on it.
That's
I
right.
please have some
Do you
water.
have a
What if you
do you
get
have a hydro
dry?
flask, Erica?
I have so many different
Yeah.
water bottles and ways to, yeah. I don't specifically have a hydro flask, but at one point there was a backpack with a
Hmm.
for like
Oh yeah, for
hikes
the
and stuff
race.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
stay hydrated out there. It gets a
Gotta
little
stay
wild.
hydrated. Yep, exactly. So we just
What do you
she's
call those
fine. It's
camelbacks?
just me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
The
camelback. I
camelbacks.
forgot
Yeah,
the
yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
forgot
yeah.
the name.
Yeah, good times,
Yeah.
good times. Somehow we'll drink, if a friend offers it, it's like no problem, but other things we won't touch or drink if someone else touches it.
Yeah, so she feels that way about her bowl. We'll bring it to a meetup, and her friends will drink out of it, and she'll give me a look like, well, it's like now I'm not going anywhere near it. She has to have the first drink, and she can't be crowded.
Right.
There's a lot of rules.
Yeah, it's like a peace offering. Here's a stick of gum. Can I get a sip of your camelback? All
Yeah,
right, looks like I'm
yeah,
staying alive
yeah,
tonight.
right. Exactly. She doesn't think the trade-off is worth it.
So I got this one. I don't know if you can autofocus
Yeah,
here
I
if
know
it'll
the
show.
focus
Yeah,
thing.
that so
There you
that one
go.
that's for the water. And then I actually got this one recently where I'm gonna be doing some iced coffee in here. So
Oh, nice.
let's
I'm an
get
iced
going
tea
this year.
person.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I like
What
it. I even in the winter I drink iced tea
what kind
rather
of tea
than
are we talking about here? Like
black
brewed
tea,
me
stuff
black
with
tea?
caffeine.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I'm not a green tea. I would love to be a green tea girl, but
Doesn't
no, I'm
taste
very
good.
much
No.
not.
Yeah,
No.
okay. Fair,
No, it's
fair.
nice and healthy go for it, everyone. But yeah, I've got my different
How about
kinds
how
of
about
black tea, but
matcha? Does matcha is that different for you or
Bleh. But everyone loves it so
Yeah,
much. It's
right,
such a
right.
thing.
You're
But
like, that's great for you.
yes, that's right. That's where I'm at with it. What about you? Are you into matcha or
Well,
boba or any of the
so I was gonna say about tea. So I was born in Atlanta, Georgia. I've got some southern roots, but sweet
Oh,
tea. I'm a
sweet
big fan of
tea.
sweet tea. Yeah, that's like they don't
Yeah.
do it anywhere in the country other than if you go to a Chick-fil-A or like a Raising
Yeah.
Cane's. But
Right.
sweet tea is a must. I love some sweet tea, and usually when I go out, I'm not the biggest drinker myself, but I like Arnold Palmer. Go light on the
Hmm.
lemonade, but it doesn't make you feel like you're having to have a drink. It's not soda per se, so you're not always putting like a Coke in your body or a Sprite in your
Yeah, yeah,
body.
yeah.
But yeah, I would say like a good
So it's
Arnold
healthy is
Palmer.
what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah,
It's your healthy.
healthy-ish enough.
Yeah.
Healthy-ish enough.
Right.
That lemonade gets a little sweet on the
Mm.
teeth, so I definitely question that a little bit sometimes. But yeah, I'd say like a good Arnold Palmer, and it's got a cool name to it too. So it's
Yes.
like a
Yeah.
Roy Rogers, Shirley Temple, Arnold Palmer. You kind of
I
feel
never
cool saying it. It's
I
not like,
never
hey,
put
I'll have
that
a water.
together, all the different names that there are.
Yeah,
Is
well,
there a Roy Rogers? Am I
yeah,
making that up?
wait
I
till
don't
they
know.
make the Erika Nowlan or the Alex Gray. That's going to be
Yeah.
some good one there.
Exactly. Ours has just a little bit of dog hair in it.
Right,
That's
right. Yeah, just a little
the
bit. A little zen in there too.
and
We
a little
got to
Zen.
keep cool and
Yes.
calm around here.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, so speaking of which, especially for long car rides, you were talking about it's helpful to have someone. I actually threw on multiple podcasts during the 10-hour drive.
Mm.
There were times there, where I had a 5-hour stretch at night and I needed to eat up into that 5 hours. So I'd throw on like the Joe Rogan podcast, listen to him and Theo Vaughn talk for 2.5 hours, 3 hours, just entertaining and like easy to listen along to as if almost someone was in the car with you. I think podcasting or calling someone when you're on a road trip, those are two great solutions to easily pass time by. Yeah, I love my music and love seeing the scenery as well too, but it's something about like conversation and communication that stimulates your mind and keeps it going. Great way to pass time in the car.
Well, especially at night. That's a real, you want to be aware and not
Hmm.
like zoned out. I love music, but the talking and the following what someone's saying is definitely more engaging. And, you don't, especially on really, like there's some states that have just really long, flat stretches.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think between Arizona and
Kansas.
Colorado. Okay, there you go. Yes,
Kansas is
Kansas,
flat as hell.
Nebraska, Kansas. Yes, so flat, and at night there's like no one for so long that you
Hmm.
can really just space out easily. So we used to
I
do family road trips to Colorado in a van, all of us in a
There
van,
you go.
and my dad was the one, taking the night shift. And um I got pushed off at the bench seat one night from my the youngest sibling. And so he said, "Come on up here." And I was in maybe fifth grade, so not a tiny little kid, but definitely not driving age.
Right, right.
And he said, "Okay, you see the white line in the middle and the white line on the right?" Okay. And he put cruise control on and he said,
Yep.
"You've got the wheel. Stay between the white lines. If you see anything at all, a light, anything coming, wake me up." And he went to sleep. And
Whoa, that's some trust right there.
my mom woke up and she was pissed.
Are you kidding me? You're
But
gonna let her drive this car?
it was the best game I've ever played. I
Yeah, you're
loved
locked
it.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, I was loving it.
Hey, there's one way to learn. That's by doing.
He
Just
listens to our
throw you out
podcast,
right in
by
the
the way.
fire. Yeah, right?
Sorry, Pop, I'm throwing you under the bus.
You know,
Shout out to
speaking
him.
speaking of which, we're trying to give you guys a good thing to listen to. Erica and I got some new mics that we ordered this
Yeah.
year. Shout out to is it Five Fine is this company that I can
Yes.
see
Yeah.
here. Five Fine KS5. These mics are great, good for audio
I'm gonna
output.
say Alex gifted me this mic that was so
Got
generous and
to.
sweet, and in Suki's signature color, which I
You
have
wanted the
put.
pink. I took
I,
that into consideration.
thank you so much. I feel like maybe I'll get matching headphones at some point
Oh yeah. No,
to
now
complete
we're
the look.
talking. Now we're
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
Erica,
next.
it's great to have you a part of Zen Friends and all the goals that we have for this year. But a lot of my motivation was if you, let's say, get a mic, you're investing in something, right?
Mm.
So when I was looking at Christmas gifts this year, I was trying to think like, what are those things that I do every week that are important to me? Podcasting is one of them. So it's the Zen Friends podcast. I also host a podcast called Parlay with the G's, which is I call it sports investing podcast, which is one of the loves
Cool.
that I have. And also the Zen Friends podcast as well. So this mic has been great. I think it's going to keep us on track and wanting to podcast all the time too. The goal I
Agreed.
have also for Zen Friends podcast is to be consistent. I used to work for ESPN Radio. I was up at 4 in the morning starting a radio station in Los Angeles at 6 in the morning. They're there every day. They do it every day, no matter what. They're putting out content to talk about sports
Wow.
and I love that type of energy and passion and consistency for something. So I
Mm.
think now that we got our mics, we're going to be pretty good to get the Zen Fred's podcast going this year. And also, we're going to look to recruit more guests, no matter who they are.
Yeah.
If you're in the realm of business, if you're in the realm of the pet industry, anything, that's related to that, or any type of guests that are interested in coming on, come on, we can schedule you.
Please, we'd love to
Come
talk to
on.
you.
Aaron, Erica, and I would love to have you on as a guest, and we'll be your co-host, and we'll get people's stories told. And I think that you just got to have the platform to do it a lot of the times. And podcasting, I like because it's long form. You don't have to spit
Mhm.
out everything that you want to say right away for a short form clip. We can take our time here on this platform to get our thoughts out there. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it this year.
Yeah, we do a very unscripted. I mean, we have, especially with guests, we have a structure, but it's loose. And, we're really interested in hearing their story and not imposing any kind of agenda. So, I really love that about the podcast and that we like to talk about our product and promote it, but it's not all about Zen Friends.
Hmm.
We're talking life life with a pet.
Right.
And so, I feel my input can be more valuable because when it comes to
You've lived
CBD,
through it.
right, I've
Yeah,
lived
but
through
as
it.
a
It's lived
pet owner,
experience.
you've lived
Yeah.
through it your whole life and you've had pets as well too. And I mean, that's the space that we're in here. My background more of, the business, the
Mhm.
marketing, learning, but I've stepped into the pet industry 6 years ago. I had no idea what I was getting into when getting into it, but a lot of what has kept me going and a lot of what is very fascinating to me, or one of the most rewarding feelings from the experience, is when people come up to you, or like let's say the Zen Frenz booth, and they're talking about their pet and the bond that they have with their pet and how they've grown over the years. And I love that. And everyone's got a story to tell with their pet and the journey that they've been on since it. And I always say, like, you feel connected to someone right away. You
Yes.
have something
Yeah.
in common. If that person has a dog, I've got a dog too. We can share stories, talk about it. There's an instant bond and there's an instant connection there, that brings us together.
And when it comes to easing anxiety, we've said this, it's almost like a tagline for us now that when our pets are anxious, so are we.
Hmm.
Um, and so when you give that gift to somebody of like helping them have stressful moments be less of an event, that that is so huge in
Right,
someone's daily life. So, they come to the booth maybe to just check out, maybe they don't haven't connected with the product yet, but that's something that you're offering is, hey, I mean, we literally just said almost 75% of pets
right,
have anxiety from one form to another. So, um, you know, that means most people coming up to the booth are going to connect to that issue and have
right,
questions. And so, yes, we're pet owners and that bonds us already, but then also the anxiety piece of it is a really important part of pet ownership now is, how do we help our pets be less anxious in these certain circumstances? And we all might have a different circumstance but the baseline is that our pet is anxious about something. And so what can we do to help them through? When we stay, I was saying what a great traveler Suki is. When we use CBD isn't really for the car ride. She's mellow enough. She doesn't do all those stress activities that,
hmm
some of my friends'
That
pets do in the
environment's
car.
familiar to her.
Yeah, it's familiar and calm. And she knows the road trip by now. She's 14, so she knows what's up. She knows how long it is. I think that expectation is, she's used to it. But at night at the hotel, um, that's when she gets some CBD to help her have
Hmm.
a restful night because it's a different location and you can hear and smell things as a human. So you can hear and smell so much more as a dog. And everyone's kind of a stranger. That's weird. Um, was that our door opening or the door next to us? Do I need to be on alert? We want to help her not worry and not have anxiety over being in a new space. So while she has a travel bed, so she has something that smells of her and smells of home. I think that helps. And a toy or a blanket, something she's used to. The travel bowls that I mentioned that are
Hmm.
clean and only used by her, and then
That's how she
and
likes
then
it.
some CBD. That's how she likes it. And we cater to the queen.
That's
We
right.
all know
You
this.
got
So
it. You got
yeah,
it.
got to cater to the queen. And so part of that is giving her CBD. And she really does associate, she knows uh what this Zen Friends is.
Right,
She knows what
right.
it's for, which it's kind of surprising to me because we talked about the activation period is like 20
Yeah,
minutes.
getting activated. That's a great word that you use
I
because
love,
that's
yeah, I
really what
love
it
it.
is. Like as soon
Yeah,
as I hit
yeah.
that button, he's up and he's
Yeah,
activated,
yeah. Activated. Right. and with the CBD when it kicks in, yeah, that's at like the 20-minute mark. So how does
Right.
she associate that she took a special treat or took some of the Zen drops 20 minutes ago, and that's why she's feeling more relaxed now? But I don't know, the girl's smart, so she gets
Right.
it. And maybe she knows the taste or the smell now, but she's all in. She's it's not something that we're giving her like a yucky medicine that
Right.
she doesn't like how it makes her feel. So,
Or you should run away as soon as you go and get it from the cupboard or something like that, you
yes,
know?
yes. Oh my God. I mean, yeah, we're just in luck that she agrees and she's on board. That makes things so much easier.
Well, 100%. I mean, like we're saying, dogs are smarter than we give them credit for. Cats are
Mm,
as well too. You know, a lot of the time they're very intelligent beings. But also off of that, I frequently tell that story about how Yoshi got attacked when he went to the dog park. But normally, you know, he's dragging me to go to the dog park as soon as we get out of the car. Can't wait to get there. But one time, you know, a dog came after him. You know, I had to pick him up, swing him around, pull him out of the dog park. All right, that was a bad day, you know, chalk it up. But when we went back there a week later, normally I'm expecting him to drag me into the dog park, and he didn't want to do that. You know, he was very, very fearful. He kind of sat by the gate, didn't want to go inside, and that same dog wasn't there a week later. But
sure.
they hold that memory
Hmm.
inside of them, right? So if you've given Suki, let's say Zen drops or Zen bites enough time at this point, the sound of the bag, you know, something that gets them
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
the
yeah,
sound of the
yeah.
cabinet, you know, that gets them up and going, and
Yeah,
the
the routine.
appearance, right? The routine and the appearance is familiar to them, and then that taste could be familiar to them as well too. So she's starting to like her Zen. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, I really love that. I love that for her. There's also a pill that we use when she gets itchy, which really only happens in the summer from swimming. She'll come up to me and sit and look at me, and then she'll itch herself. Like,
Mm,
I'm itchy, give me the itchy pill. She literally comes and
mm,
asks, and we're thinking that she's doing that for her CBD. It's a little bit harder to tell because when it's an anxious moment. So, uh, the New York fireworks, she was out on a walk. It was the worst time. So she heard it outside. So she
mm,
didn't have a buffer. She was terrified when she came in. My parents walk her in the evening. So it's so sweet, but they walked her right during the fireworks. And so she came in with these huge eyes, really scared. And um, she kind of stood near where I keep the Zen drops.
mhm.
And I really think that she was like, go get them for me.
There you go.
I really think that, I mean, I
That's a good
know
brand ambassador right there.
people, yes, yeah, exactly.
That's a
Well,
first class
she
brand
knows what she's
ambassador right
doing.
there.
Yeah.
She's like, Use code Sukiyaki Shiba 15
Yeah.
on the website, get 15% off your first purchase."
That's
She
amazing.
knows.
Yes,
She
she
knows.
is. Yes, she is.
So yeah, Erica, so we were talking last time about the percentages of pets that experience some form of anxiety. Fascinated to see that this is over 50% in some studies, also over nearly 70 to 75% in other studies as well. Dogs may exhibit this a little more than cats do, but there's no doubt that cats can experience some form of anxiety as well.
Mm,
After that, we were talking about the common types of pet anxiety. We went over separation anxiety, noise anxiety, generalized anxiety, social anxiety, environmental anxiety, confinement anxiety, aging and cognitive anxiety, trauma related anxiety, as well as touch or handling anxiety, and then health related anxiety that we went over as well. What I promised you all for this episode of the Zen Friends podcast to expand on this is let you all know a little bit about us at Zen Friends and what ingredients we are choosing to use in order to combat pet anxiety. So, first and foremost, you know, before I did a lot of market research getting into the pet space was understanding the different type ingredients that exist out there that you could create a product with. And there was no doubt about it that the calming and stress and anxiety category was of the highest demand when it came to wellness supplements. You're going to have supplements out there that can assist with mobility and joint support as pets get older. You've
mm-hmm.
got the skin and coat realm, you've got the immune
Mm.
system as well too. But a lot
Eye
of, you know,
health and ear health.
right, eye
I'm
health, dental, yep,
dental. Mm-hmm.
vision, different things like that.
Immune.
Uh,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
seasonal allergies is when it kind of
Yes.
comes into, the immune system as well for wellness for pets. But there was no doubt about it that the calming and anxiety category was in the highest demand. For me personally, I had no idea what CBD was back when I was in high school. So I graduated in 2014,
Mm.
ended up graduating college in 2018, but CBD wasn't really a thing for me in high school. I grew up in New York. You had to hide, in a garage or go hide in a car somewhere if you ever want to smoke some weed. That's just
Right.
like you don't go into an Apple store on the West Coast that's got an iPad for all the selections that you could
Yeah.
have, right? Like
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit
Yeah.
different over there.
Very
Um,
different world.
very different world, right? But in 2018, the federal government passed what's known as the Farm Bill, and that basically legalized the distribution of all hemp-based products that contain less than 1% THC. So that's really important to understand first. Now, the hemp plant, a little bit of history here. I've studied so much of this over the years. The hemp plant is something that's been used for centuries. All the way back to ancient China, this was used for medicinal purposes, also is used for industrial purposes as well too. You can make plastic from the hemp plant. You can make rope from the hemp plant. Our Constitution paper was written on hemp-based paper that was made from that, right?
Yeah.
But when the federal government passes this bill in 2018, that's where you see the acronym CBD come about. So if you're
Mm.
going to buy coffee, you can do an upcharge, maybe pay like, $3 extra or something to get CBD added to your coffee. Okay.
Hmm.
So the search that I did originally, calming products for pets was a big one, but also hemp oil for pets was a big one. If you go on Amazon, you will get lost in the amount of hemp oil products that exist out there. Unfortunately, for the consumer, they are being misled on the Amazon platform. Okay. The reason for that is if you see a hemp oil product, you may see products that say hemp extract. That's very vague of what you're extracting from the hemp
Mm.
plant. So, technically, according to Amazon, the sale of CBD or cannabidiol is not allowed. It's prohibited on the Amazon platform. So you have consumers going there looking for that and thinking that they're buying it when they buy a hemp oil product. But we ourselves have tried to sell CBD and label it hemp on Amazon in the past, thinking that was the way it goes,
Hmm.
and got the product taken off the platform. Or let's
Wow.
say, like, for example, with Meta, Facebook, Instagram,
Yeah.
we've had our ad account disapproved. So we're not able to
Yep.
run ads because they
I
consider it.
got Sookie's page was disabled because I had Zen Friends on my link tree.
Hmm.
And I didn't know what was going on for the longest time. I won't interrupt your thing with the whole saga about it,
Oh, go
but
for
it
it.
is a whole saga.
Yeah.
And
And it's a headache and it's a pain in the ass. When you
and
get
I was so
rejected and trying to
mad.
get back on.
Yeah, I was like, come on. I'm not sending somebody to like cocaine.com.
Right.
I mean, what is so wrong? And but it's like they have a bias, or maybe it is that they confuse it with THC and they don't feel confident of, sending
Yeah, it's in the wrong
people using
bucket.
their
It's in the
platform to
wrong
their.
bucket right now. It's
Yes,
it's in
yeah.
the wrong bucket and it needs to be pulled out of that bucket that it's getting associated with as a recreational drug.
Hmm.
I mean, simply, that's just kind of what it comes down to. I think with Amazon and Meta and these platforms, they just don't want the liability of it. So they don't
Yeah,
want to deal
yeah.
with it. And they're just like, all right,
Right.
ch chalk it up, shouldn't be allowed. But if
Hmm.
you are a consumer and you're going on that platform, you technically should not be able to purchase CBD on that platform. If a product says hemp extract, they're likely using the seeds of the hemp plant. Go do your research. If you do any research on hemp seed oil, that's mostly going to be geared towards the immune system and skin health. So I encourage
Hmm.
anyone out there to go look up hemp seed oil. But for Zen Friends, we're not looking to, use hemp seed oil to alleviate anxiety. We have a much more
Yeah.
powerful ingredient which can assist with that. So with all the research that I was coming out to, I kind of figured out the distinction of, oh, okay, it's cannabidiol, it's CBD that's offering this anxiety relief and this calming effect and also this joint support and pain relief that
Mm.
I'm seeing a lot about for human products. But also within that niche, right, that you have there, here the federal government legalizes all these hemp products. Well, more so than humans, probably pets can benefit from anxiety relief more so than humans because we're talking about over 50%. One in every two
Mm.
pets experiences some form of anxiety. And this is where I think you see the boom kind of take off. You got to educate the customers and let them know CBD is different than THC. So CBD is a compound. It's one of over 80 compounds that can be found in the hemp plant, but also can be found in a cannabis plant too. So you got to know the distinction that there's a cannabis plant, like a marijuana, but there's also a hemp plant, which is this industrial plant that you can extract CBD from this. You also can extract other compounds like CBN or CBG, which also can be utilized for calming effects for humans and pets as well. But bar none, the most popular compounds that can be found in cannabis or let's say hemp are going to be THC, which produces that high effect, like if you're eating an edible or you're smoking a joint or, any type of that, marijuana, weed, whatever word that you want to use for it, that's THC. But the newer one is CBD, cannabidiol. And this
You
does
know, I
not,
never knew how to pronounce it because I've only seen it written. I was saying cannabidiol in my head.
right.
So what is it?
Well,
Cannabidiol?
different ways to, tomato, tomato here, there. But
Okay, right, sure, sure. Well,
so
I don't know. What do you, how do you say it
I
again?
say cannabidiol.
Cannabidiol. Okay.
Yeah, cannabidiol. And cannabidiol and then tetrahydrocannabinol, which is the THC, which gets you stoned, which gets you high, which get feeling, all psychoactive. But the biggest word that I found when doing my research of hemp and CBD was the fact that it's some experts will say non-psychotropic,
Mm.
non-psychoactive. Basically, we're just looking to say like this is not going to produce a high effect for a
You're
human
not getting
or
your
for
dog
a
high.
pet. You're not getting your
Yeah.
dog high, right? But the average consumer, when they walk by, oh, I don't want to drug my pet, or oh, I'm going to get my
Mm-hmm.
pet stoned, right? That's the stigma that's associated with it, which I think it's really important to pull CBD out of this bucket. And
Mm.
in that bucket is THC and marijuana, but we need to create a distinction between the two. And the federal government did that. And they
Mm-hmm.
basically said if your product or whatever you're selling out there contains less than 1%, it's like 0.03% THC, then then this product is good to go. So then when you and I go to our local coffee shop, we see CBD as an add-on.
Mm-hmm.
When we go to Whole Foods, you may see like a topical CBD product or hemp product in Whole Foods. And now kind of comes the boom of all these type products that can come from hemp. And you kind of just see like a green rush happening all over the place for products like this. And when I went to my
And
first,
stores,
and stores as well
and
too. Yeah,
like you said, coffee shops, different types of
ton,
places, you know.
ton. And I did this market research, so I'm thinking this is a great idea. So we end up going to Global Pet Expo in 2018, after starting Zen Dogs and Cool Cats at the time. Oh, ton. Man, almost every aisle had some form of CBD for pets. So I'm like, whoa, like this idea is out of the bag. This isn't as, good as I thought it could have be. Maybe I'm
It's
onto
not a
the
well-kept
wrong thing
secret.
here. Now, not a well-kept secret here at all. But I think that's really when you see there kind of the boom of these type products for pets. And the biggest categories were anxiety and joint support that I've come to find for that.
I see. There is an issue too with it, besides the I don't want to get my dog high, but the I've tried it and it doesn't work. So
Hmm.
if they went to Amazon and didn't know and bought some
Right.
hemp seed oil and
They're
thought it
buying
was,
into that hemp oil, and the hemp oil
yeah,
is misleading in that the product says stress and anxiety relief,
mm.
calming, fireworks, right? All those stuff that we're
And they're
talking
like, I didn't
about.
feel that way. Or maybe
Right.
they're even being sold something that has no, no,
Nothing. Yeah, it could be a snake
yeah,
oil. You never
right,
know. What
yeah,
testing are they doing for the product? What
yes, yeah.
independent testing? What regulations are they going through? How do you, as a consumer, know you're getting what you're paying for? Which
Hmm.
is really
Which
important.
is tough in the supplement world. I mean, this is
Right.
a,
Very
not
true.
having an FDA for supplements. You do have to do research on your own, which is tough on the consumer.
Right.
We're not scientists. So there is a level of trust, and you can tell when a company has invested in research. First of all, they're very open about it.
Right.
They're not trying to hide behind a door. So, but there is a little bit of a trust component when you buy some of these products.
For sure. Well, you're going to hear it. You're going to hear it from us here first that at this moment, CBD is not allowed on the Amazon platform. So
Oh,
if you're getting a hemp product there, you're most likely getting a hemp seed oil product, which we would recommend for the immune system and for skin health for pets. We've got a product called Zen Drops Immunity. on zenfriends.com. That has 500 milligrams of hemp seed oil. It also has MCT oil as well in that. And we recommend to use that product orally twice a day to assist with boosting the immune system to help with seasonal allergies. Maybe
Mm,
it be skin and coat, shedding, itching, different things like that. That's what we formulate that product for. But cannabidiol, CBD, for me was like the biggest winner in everything that I was researching, because the fact that the overwhelming feedback was, and a lot of this is anecdotal. A lot of this is pet owners saying, man, my dog was really calm on that road trip, or my dog was
hmm
really calm going to the groomers or a vet visit, or, being home alone. And it was the CBD that I tried that benefited that. So it is tough to tell because CBD doesn't create a high effect. So it's not like immediately
Yeah,
that your
right.
your your pet is feeling something.
Subtle.
They're not, it's very subtle,
Or it's
but
the absence of something, like they didn't get have these things happen. And so you're wondering, well, is it just a one-off? And so then when you use it again and you notice, no, that's the product working. But it, like you said, it can be hard to gauge exactly what's going on.
definitely, right? And that's what most pet owners are looking for is if you have that uncontrollable shaking or a pet that's anxious, our goal when utilizing CBD is that subtle calming effect without drowsiness. Nothing like the pharmaceuticals that we've mentioned, like a Prozac or a Trazodone or a Xanax that, I trust me, I could tell you firsthand here, taking a Xanax in my past, like you can really feel that
Hmm
as someone that could put you to sleep, on an airplane right away, but it's going to have that drowsy effect to you that you kind of can't get out of that. You
hmm
kind of got to ride that out. Well, same thing for the pets as well. We don't want to promote that. We want to promote CBD, cannabidiol, as a natural ingredient that's non-drowsy, not a sedative for your pet. And the goal is that gentle calming, that anxiety relief for your pet. Okay, so how does this work? So essentially, what CBD does, cannabidiol, is it interacts with the endocannabinoid system.
That's another
And
$1 million word
there
that
you
we've
go.
learned.
There you go. That we're activating the endocannabinoid system
Yeah.
now. And so the endocannabinoid system, it exists in all mammals, not just
I was going to
humans,
ask
also
you,
pets. Yeah.
sorry to interrupt, but I was wondering, had you ever heard of this before you started looking into CBD and learning about it?
Nope.
Had you ever heard of an
Nope.
endocannabinoid system?
No,
Me
no,
neither.
no,
Yeah.
no. My
Nobody
chemistry
knew.
teacher in high school did not say, here's the endocannabinoid system and it's regulating homeostasis in your body. No,
Right.
it was don't smoke weed and you'll go to jail if you do when I was growing up in New
Yes.
York.
Yes, exactly. And it's just to the point where I was like, this can't be real. This isn't legit. And it really took a little convincing that no, this is actually, and it's studied and
Yep.
it's but sorry to interrupt your flow, but I
No,
wanted to
it's
just mention that.
yeah, we got to unpack some things here, right?
Yeah.
There's a timeline to everything that we're working on here. And in 2018 really is when you see the green light of
Mm,
products start to flood the market, but that's when the education starts to flood the market as well too, especially before we conducted market research in deciding this is the ingredient we want to go with to solve this problem that pets are having when it comes to wellness for pets, specifically anxiety. And then I've been to a ton of seminars, done, thousands of hours of research on hemp and CBD. And, over the last 6 years, we have over 6,000 customers that have shopped with us on zenfriends.com and clients that have ordered the product more than 70 times. So if
mm,
I was an average consumer, I really wouldn't be buying something over and over and over and over and over again if I wasn't seeing some type of effect or some type of relief. And so that's where it's like, I don't need an expert to tell me right from wrong. If this pet owner is telling me they tried the product, they had a phenomenal result from it, their dog wasn't drowsy, and they were really calm, and now they're so convinced by this or they're pleased with the product enough to subscribe to it and order it that many times, that's the answer that you need right there.
yeah. The
If
proof's
the
in the pudding.
consumer, the proof's in the pudding. If you bought the product for the first time and the customer said it was terrible and never bought it again, we probably wouldn't be in business
Sure.
still, to this point, right? So, yeah, a lot of the confidence comes from CBD, but it comes from interacting with the endocannabinoid system, which essentially regulates homeostasis. Homeostasis is balance. So if you have things that are out of line, right, if your molecules and your atoms are moving around really frantically, that may be something like anxiety that someone or a pet could be feeling. On the other hand, maybe it's pain, right? As soon as those pain receptors come into play, that's an imbalance in your body. Those are those pain triggers that are flying around in your body, and you know that you're in pain, right? So, what's your body doing? Your body's working to get it back to equilibrium. Your body's working back to being at that equal space where we would call that homeostasis. That's that balance point, right? So that's what CBD does is it interacts with CB1 and also CB2 receptors as well. And this is that achievement that we see when the body gets back to balance. That could be that calming effect that we see in our pets. Or if a dog is not moving around as well, if they have joint issues and they're limping, but wow, I saw my dog get better within like a 2 day period after using the product. That's what we're looking for. We're looking to achieve equilibrium. We're looking to achieve balance. And CBD is working with the endocannabinoid system in humans and also in pets as well. So when you see that observation of the calming or you see the observation from the joint support or the pain relief, that's what's happening is CBD is interacting with that system. And I encourage anyone out there just to do some simple research. What is CBD? How does it work with the endocannabinoid system? And maybe try a product for yourself so you firsthand can, make your assumptions or decisions on what you saw or felt out of the product because it is, for the most part, pretty discreet. It's not going to create a high effect for you and it's not going to be psychoactive. So try it firsthand to see what you think, or also with your pet as well. If you notice that your pet is very anxious in a specific occasion, like you're mentioning, you can kind of use that as the variable in the equation. My pet was less stressed in this occasion. And then that's when you know that the CBD is working with the endocannabinoid system.
And getting them to homeostasis. They're not out of line, out of alignment, um, mentally or physically. They're just there, just present for the moment,
Hmm.
and that's great, to try to help them achieve that. As opposed to those other drugs that are so druggy that now
Right.
you have to worry about your dog is stumbling. Okay, now, uh-oh, we can't have them like walk upstairs, you know, because what if they fall? So now we have to think of blocking the stairs. There's just so many, and they take forever to wear off. It's a whole thing. Whereas giving them CBD is the opposite of that. It makes things easier. It makes things calmer for both your pet, but also for you. Whereas I feel like those other drugs, they make maybe the pet is relaxed, but it's not they're out of homeostasis. They're out of equilibrium. They're feeling the most not themselves.
Right.
And that gives them anxiety. I mean, it's really not that helpful for treating anxiety as opposed to CBD.
Yeah, and right, like the pet doesn't know what they're taking. We as a human can make that decision. I'm just experiencing too much anxiety right now. I need to go to a doctor, see what they can prescribe, or maybe I'm traveling for a long time. I just need a little bit of assistance there. I would
Hmm.
try something like a trazodone or a Xanax or a Prozac or something's out there, right, that doctors can prescribe, but a pet doesn't know what they're getting, so they don't ultimately, make the call on what you're going to give them. So it's really important as pet owners for you to be knowledgeable about what you would put in your own body and also what you co-sign on you putting in your pet's body and doing your proper research to learn about the ingredients that you're using for all the stuff that you end up choosing to go with. But yeah, CBD is not psychoactive. It's natural. It's derived from the hemp plant. There's three different types of CBD. So really quick, an isolate CBD just uses CBD as a cannabinoid in a product that you have. So that's it. It's isolate, it's CBD. That's the only ingredient that you're getting in a product you have. Then there's broad spectrum, which we utilize at Zen Frenz, which has additional cannabinoids other than CBD, but it contains no THC. It's 100% THC free. And that's a line in the sand that we want to draw for our products is ensuring that you're going to get CBD, CBN, CBG, cannabinoids like this that come out of the hemp plant for your pet, which can assist with that calming for the anxiety relief and the joint support for a pet, but it does not have THC. So it's not going to produce any high effect whatsoever. And so we'll stay compliant there. The third type of CBD is full spectrum. Full spectrum utilizes the whole plant, so you're having a multitude of cannabinoids in there, but full spectrum products contain a trace amount of THC. So there are
Oh,
trace
okay.
amounts of THC in that product. And there are companies out there that would be proponents of utilizing THC for pets. We're not one of those. So
Hmm.
we're not going to promote THC for your pet. We don't want any pets feeling any type of high effects from our products, but we want to achieve that Zen and that calming effect. And a lot of that for our products like Zen Drops, Zen Bites, and Zen Butters, the CBD formula, is coming from a broad spectrum formula. So we're
Oh,
utilizing multiple cannabinoids, including CBD, but it's THC free. So we don't have to have any concerns that there's a risk of a high or a psychoactive effect for a pet. And how do we know this? We do what's known as independent testing, COA, certificates of analysis. But in each batch, we'll pluck out one of the units and send it to an independent laboratory. And they do what's known as a potency test. So
hmm.
they're going to test the levels of CBD, CBG, CBN, and the big one is THC. We always want to see that 0% and always want to see that's not detected. So we're transparent about the COAs that we have for the products and that you can see the levels. And
Hmm.
that's what we've been doing for the last 6 years for the most part, working with broad spectrum formulas of CBD that are THC free. And the feedback's been great. And we're going to continue going with that into the new year here.
That's great. I mean, I feel that way about THC for my pet, that I wouldn't, um, kind of how I feel about trazodone, that there's a time and a place for trazodone, a surgery day or something. But, um, generally, it makes them feel out of control.
Hmm.
And that's what THC would do. And I don't want that. It's too confusing. If we choose to do it
Right, right,
recreationally or something,
right.
that's a different
You
choice.
know what you're
You
getting
were talking
into.
about the pets not having a choice.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to, I want her to achieve stability and feel
Hmm.
calm and reassured and like and confident to relax. Because I think that's one of the things innate about dogs is that they are on guard
Mm.
until they don't need to be. And so
There are
letting
natural
them,
protectors.
yeah, natural protectors, and they're protective of themselves too, of
Hmm.
you and of your environment and of your home, but also of, am I okay or do I need to be on alert? So I feel like something like THC could put them in a state where they're more anxious because they don't feel okay. And so now they're feeling defensive or confused. And I would hate to do that. I mean, if she just if she just floated in the flowers and was
Mm.
feeling nice and high, maybe that's a fun thing. But I couldn't be sure that that's the way it would go. And I just would never want her to feel um especially something I give her that's going to last a while and have her feel off. That CBD does the opposite of that. So I can, I it makes me feel reassured that there isn't THC in the products.
Have you ever experienced Suki accidentally getting in somewhere, like getting a THC product and observing her taking it before?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
so I
yes, all
take
right,
to
maybe.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you the story.
Because
It
I've got
turned
a
out
Yoshi story
fine.
for you, and it's going to be like crystallizing everything you're talking about.
So I didn't intentionally give her any, but I take a tincture every day,
Yeah,
and it fell off the dresser onto her bed and paw, which of course, what's she gonna do? She's gonna lick it.
right.
So I immediately got to her to not lick it, but I didn't have anything to wipe it off
Yeah,
within reach. And I was like, okay, so don't lick. I'll be right back. Yeah,
yeah,
no, of
yeah.
course she licked. So,
Like, oh,
so I,
what's this? This
yeah,
tastes
what's
a little
this?
different than Zen Friends.
Exactly, right. Exactly. And it's a tincture, so it is like, like the Zen
Right,
drops, but
right,
not exactly.
right.
And it was her birthday, and we were going to the beach. So we made a decision that we would just keep her on an observation. And if anything felt dangerous in any way, we would the bullet and take her in to be seen. Like, we're not going to risk her health. However, if she's just riding the wave, then let's go to the beach. So we did. She was slinked down in her carrier, like totally out of it for the car ride. The car
Oh
ride was
yeah.
like
Like
wild. It was,
what planet are we on
yes,
today?
she went to the stratosphere for a bit. And then when she was on the beach, she got these zoomies and they
Oh.
were so goofy. Like the goofiest thing I've ever seen her do. She was having a blast and it was her birthday. I feel like nothing ever got dangerous. No, she never
It's a
was
pretty
breathing
good story to
weird.
hear.
Yeah, yeah, it turned out great,
That's
even
not a
though
nightmare.
I'm
Sounds
like,
like a daydream.
I'm not for it, but I use it and it was really fun when she used it. So yeah, I kind of contradicted myself, but she
But
was
it
like,
wasn't an excessive amount to the
no,
point that it was a problem.
where right. It was a small amount and it did definitely have an effect. It was very clear that Suki got high
She
for
was
the
feeling
first
some
time.
type of way.
She was feeling some type of way. And yeah, it actually, we joke about it since that, we got her high for her birthday and that was like a special day for
Which
her.
birthday was this?
Which birthday was it? I think maybe 11.
Yeah,
She
her
was
11th birthday
definitely,
was lit.
was
That
it
was lit.
11? Okay, Rick's saying, yep,
11th birthday
11.
was lit.
Yeah, it was lit. It was lit. So, what about you? I want to hear your
Yeah, okay. All
experience.
right. So Yoshi was probably like 1 years old, maybe like super young. Really, really, really young. I don't know if it was a gummy or if it was a pre-roll that was on the counter. But it was gone. So,
Oh,
obviously he ate it. And basically it's like imagine he's out of breath because he was running for miles on end tracking the ball like
yeah, yeah,
like that, the
yeah.
panting. He was on his back, with his paws cocked forward, and he was just panting for just nonstop. Like I'm saying like going on like 30 minutes, right? He
Oh,
wouldn't remove. And I'm like, all
wow.
right, yeah, something's wrong here. Like we didn't just go outside and run 50
Mm-hmm.
laps and you're back right now. Like you ate
Yeah.
something that was on the counter there.
Oh,
Um, so definitely concern in the moment, right? How do we help him out? So what do? You take him to the vet, and that's what we did. We took
mm,
him to the local ER room. We explained the situation. We think he got up on the counter and ate something. For the most part, they don't have any crazy advice for you other than just let your pet sleep it out or let them
mm.
kind of walk it out. And look, I've been there myself. I've been there in situations where you take more than you should have
Where
taken,
you
and
went,
you
oh, these
yeah,
edibles aren't
yeah, it's
doing
not gonna do
anything. Let me
anything
have
to
a
me. Yeah,
second
let me
brownie
take a
or yeah.
half. Yeah, next thing you know,
Classic
you're
mistake.
blast out Jedi in the middle of New York City, just hoping that you
Yeah,
make it home that night.
right. You don't
uh,
remember how, somehow
yeah,
you did.
somehow, yeah, I call it the point of no return. There's no return. You
Yeah,
gotta
you
work
just
your
have to
way
write it
through
out.
that. You gotta ride out that wave that you talk about to make it over smoothly to the other
Just accept
side.
it. You're here
Yeah,
now.
accept it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no eject button that you can hit here to go back to sober. Your body's gonna have to take this.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, I mean, like for the most part, like he wasn't doing well in that situation. We had to take
Mm.
him to the ER room, had to get him out of the ER room, had to sleep it out overnight. And look, I mean, for me, firsthand, that's where I kind of draw the line that I've seen my dog take THC. It did not go over
Yeah.
well for my dog in that situation. You'll have right on the other side of the spectrum, not people that are like judging or putting it into what's the word I'm looking to use? The stigma that it can. Some people like to give their pets THC and
Yeah.
they'll
Yeah.
like be
They're out
open
there.
about it. And
Yep.
they'll say, "Oh, I give my dog the real thing. I don't want to give him CBD." Like, okay, great for you, but that's not what we're necessarily being a proponent of. We
Yeah.
want to utilize the CBD, but make it THC free. So,
I find that there are medicinal uses for THC. I'm really into that.
mhm.
I just that's the
Well,
reason
federal
I draw the
government
line is
actually
that
Trump
out
just
of control
passed
thing.
the medicinal
I
for
saw that. I
cannabis.
was
Yeah.
surprised to
So
see that.
the stigma
Yeah,
is
we'll
actually
take
going
it.
away more, yeah, more and more now, especially in this year 2026. You're going to see more uses of THC, especially when it comes to rehab, recovery, the mental side of things, PTSD, like all those
Mm,
different type of
yeah.
things. There's
Pain
many
pain
out there,
relief.
pain relief, chronic pain for people.
Yep.
There's many people out there that greatly benefit from THC. Me personally, I'm not a proponent of that for your pet.
Mhm.
Unless they're a pro, they know exactly what they're doing.
Right, right, right.
They've done it enough times, just like any human that probably gets used to it. But for the most part, I think it's pretty unnatural for them. And for me personally, Yoshi was just off
Hmm.
one that night, and I really felt like he wasn't okay, and we kind of had to ride out that night to get him to the next day.
What, did he get sick at any point?
I don't think he
Do
was
you
vomiting,
remember?
but it was just
Okay.
constant panting that I remember from him. Just
Which is
constant,
like,
constant, 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 constant. And
yeah,
I'm
they're
like,
trying to cool
man,
off,
you
but
took
that kind of
something.
that's like something's not okay inside. And
Right.
I'm trying to process it. Like that's just his body is stressing out. And oh, that's so hard to see that. I'm glad
So,
he was okay enough though that they were like just watch him.
yeah, ride it out for the night, let him
Yeah.
get some sleep. He'll be okay. So yeah, I
Oh,
don't
I'm
think
sorry he
it's,
didn't have a fun ride.
yeah, no, he
It was
wasn't
too
Sookie at
much.
the beach, for her
Yeah.
11th birthday. I would like him to be Sookie at the beach for his 11th birthday. That's just not how it ended up going, though.
Maybe maybe in our YouTube we can put a link to Suki's Sumi
Yeah,
video. I'll have to find it and post it and then we
I gotta
can
check that.
yeah.
She's like, man, Erica's tincture got me feeling some type
Yeah,
of way. Make
woo!
you feel some type of way.
Right? And the beach is her favorite place in the world. So it was like heaven. It was
There we
awesome.
go.
Yeah,
Well, we got
good
to look
times.
in. That sounds like a good product there, but it does go
Yeah.
against the THC free things that we're looking to do. So we'll try to make some
Stay
things
on
more
message,
creative.
Erica. I'm
Yeah,
kind of
right?
messing us up here.
So, okay, so the next part here that I want to educate people about, we talked about CBD, we talk about hemp, we talk about the endocannabinoid system, how it interacts with the endocannabinoid system. You're talking about products for pets and how she sniffs it and she wants it and then accepts it. One of the
Mhm.
biggest words that I've come to learn in the pet industry is palatability,
Mm.
especially when working with soft chew suppliers, manufacturers that make a soft chew. I remember one of the first flavors we ever did, which is one that I thought myself I would love, was a peanut butter banana flavor
Mm.
of Zen Bites at the time. And we end up getting this product, like the day before a show, we go and just debut it right there on the spot. We were at some like grooming expo, and I remember smelling the bites at the time. It was pretty strong, like a woo, like type whiff. And even for me, it was
Oh,
just like a little too potent. You would think the peanut butter banana smelled like subtle, but it
yeah.
wasn't. The scent was very
Oh.
strong, and it smelled artificial is the word that I want to use,
Oh,
right? So
got
that
you.
the smell was very artificial. So even
Mm-hmm.
I myself as a consumer on the label, I would be attracted to purchasing a peanut butter banana product for my
Yeah.
dog. But when it comes to actually smelling it, the smell was a little off-putting. And then this is one of the most challenging things, especially when you're doing live show with pets. If you want to give a dog a sample or a treat on the spot of your product, you really hope that that dog's going to eat it in that
Yeah.
moment. I kind of call it like the moment of truth. Oh, can I get
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
my
yeah.
dog? Yeah, sure. I'm praying that your dog's going to eat this chew right
Yeah.
now and it's going to be no problem. But if your dog sniffs it and puts their nose up to the sky or is just not
Right.
into it, right? That's the moment of
Yeah.
truth where you can fail in that moment
Which
of
is
truth.
like it's not always because the product isn't palatable. It's, the
The
dog
mood.
is wary or
Yeah, or
yeah, or
distracted in the
yes,
moment, or
district,
just
right,
not
right.
hungry,
There's
or
a lot
just
of
doesn't
reasons.
want it, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
different breeds too. Oh, believe me, when
Yes.
you get those small dogs coming by, let me, take it home. Try it later.
Yeah, yeah.
Big dogs, no problem. They'll
Right.
just they'll swallow your hand if you put it
Yeah.
out there in front of them,
They ate
right?
the whole bowl,
Yoshi
but they
doesn't
got the
care,
treat.
He'll
Yeah.
he'll, he'll eat 10 different flavors of the chew. Like
Yeah,
it
right,
doesn't
exactly.
he's a bulldog. Like
Yeah, yeah.
loves it, right? But so yeah, palatability was really important. I remember there was a few first initial samples that we tried with some dogs, and the dog wouldn't eat the chew. So I'm like,
Oh,
man, I just invested in all this inventory. I
yeah.
thought the flavor was a great pick, but not the best palatable product that we've had. So a lot of it comes down to testing, right? Are the ingredients good? Are you confident in the formula? Have you tried it with enough dogs? Is the palatability good? So one of the biggest things that I've always said is it's not a successful product if the pet's not going to eat the product. You can have an amazing life-changing
Yeah.
ingredient in there that's going to help your pet, but if the pet doesn't want to eat the product, then it's a failed product. So that becomes a whole nother universe is how do we make a product as palatable as possible? And when it comes to tinctures, kind of like humans versus pets as well, humans, like if we're taking something, we can be okay with the fact that it's bitter or it's a
Mm-hmm.
little too strong or I know what I'm getting myself into. I'm not necessarily expecting this to be pleasant when I'm taking my medicine, but I'm taking my medicine or I'm
Yeah.
taking this supplement and I'm using it for some sort of benefit. Pets, on the other hand, though, they don't have any bias. If they don't like it, if it's no good, nah, like scratch that. Like
Yeah.
it's a failed product, right? So with
Or then we get stuck into like trying to trick them to take it,
right,
putting it in other things, and then it just makes the other things taste worse.
right.
And,
How much
it's
peanut
it
butter can you put on a pill to get your dog to
yes,
eat
there
it?
you go. Yeah.
So when it comes to tinctures, I was mentioning the full spectrums. A lot of these full spectrum products out there that are advertised to have whole plant benefits, when you end up getting the product, it ends up being a brown, earthy, murky, liquid type texture, which
Mm,
is okay for a human, but for a dog, the ultimate tester there, or a cat, let's say, they may not take
mm,
that, right? It's too potent for them. The scent is too strong for them. It's not palatable. It's not tasty for them to try it.
mm-hmm.
So for a lot of research that we did, we tried to figure out, okay, like what's the formula here for tinctures that we can make as palatable as possible? I don't want to give out, a huge
Every
secret or a
yeah, sure.
huge trick here for all the
Yeah.
formulas that we've done, but I'll give a lot
But
of
they don't
credit.
look like that. They're not sludgy. They're nice and
Right.
clear, and the smell is nice or neutral. You don't even smell it.
Scentless. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
scentless.
so the biggest goal, I say like water. Our Zen
Mm,
drops are like water. They're
mhm.
flavorless and they're scentless like water. And that took a lot of trial and error to perfect formulas like that. But I
And the
have to,
oil consistency is pleasant. It's not
Mhm.
the whole thing about it is palatable or even just so neutral that it's not noticeable.
Exactly. And so what I did with all this testing here, I've got to give a lot of credit for what we did was MCT oil.
Mm.
So MCT oil is
From
that
coconut
second.
oil, right?
Yeah, yeah. So that's the second ingredient for us to introduce today. So you got cannabidiol, CBD, derived from hemp, interacts with the endocannabinoid system to promote balance in the body and homeostasis, which can help with the anxiety relief and the joint support and the pain relief, things like that. So MCT oil stands for medium chain triglyceride, and it's essentially a healthy fat that's purified from coconut. Companies out there like this whole ketosis rave that's
Oh,
gone on, right?
yeah.
When you're talking about using fats as an energy source or triglycerides, then you see companies, this is all within the last 8 years, 6 years or so, like Bulletproof Coffee, which promote putting MCT oil in your coffee and they
Mm,
advertise it as a long sustained form of an energy source that doesn't give you necessarily that quick crash that a
hmm.
caffeine could do in a product. So big proponent of MCT oil and all the health benefits that it has. But when it comes to formulating and mixing the two, MCT oil with CBD, you have a great synergy here and a great chemistry that's going on between these two supplements. A is the fact that it's very palatable. So when you're seeing our tinctures, they are clear in resolution, they're flavorless, they're scentless. Even some pets just really like the taste itself, so they kind of come back for the taste.
So
But
Sookie's one of them. Yep,
right, she
with
knows
the
the
drops.
taste. She knows as soon
Hmm.
as you drop, open it. She's a fan of that.
She'll
So
lick
that
the dropper.
right,
Like
right.
she after I put the liquid in, she wants to lick the rest of it.
And that's a big success in itself is to get a dog to want
While
to
she's anxious.
right
While
while
she's
she's
already
ancient,
anxious.
right.
And she won't eat a treat.
And we talk about the act of licking is a stress reliever for pets
Yeah.
as well too. We
Hmm.
were talking about the lick mats
The
last
lick
episode
mats.
as well
Hmm.
too. Just licking for them is a good sense of a stress relief, like they like to gnaw on bones and different things like that. But the MCT oil, what it does is it absorbs the CBD quicker. It almost binds them to the receptors quicker than other type carrier oils that other products out there are using,
Mm.
like a grapeseed oil or like a hemp seed oil or like just a no carrier oil that they're trying to put out there. And the pets are smart, so they've got very strong sense. They can detect that and know that they would not want to take a product like that. But when you say you're seeing that calming effect within that 15 to 20 minute window, which is the goal for the product, especially the liquids get absorbed quicker than the soft chews or the peanut
Mm.
butters. It's the MCT oil that's pulling those to the receptors
Oh.
quicker. So the MCT and the CBD are working together so that your pet, or let's say like a human, can experience that homeostasis or that calming faster. And that's what I have to give a lot of credit to as well. We only use two ingredients in Zen Drops, whether it's the 100 milligram, the 250 milligram, or the 500 milligram products. And that's the broad spectrum CBD mixed with this special MCT formula, MCT oil formula that we use. And now you're getting a tincture that's clear, it's tasteless, it's odorless, it's palatable for your pet, but also it's going to be more effective for your pet because they're going to have that get absorbed quicker in their body. And we've been running with that formula for a long time now, and we're going to continue doing that going forward too.
Well, what's really interesting, Suki is currently doing a trial for MCT oil. Not kidding,
Okay.
not kidding. And their goal is they're calling it brain booster.
Yep.
So
Cognitive function.
cognitive function. So they're asking us to document, since we started taking it, what differences we've noticed. And I actually have we play puzzle games, and I've seen her more engaged with her puzzle game, more actively trying to figure it out, and for longer. So she seems like her attention span. I mean, again, she's a senior. She's 14. We love to see it. We love to
Mm.
see that she's still interested, and I want to keep her active like that as long as we can, while she's enjoying it. Keep her enjoying it, and keep challenging her. She's up for it. Like you said, dogs are really smart,
Hmm.
and so there's this whole. I love to hear how it supports immune function, but this specific trial is how much is it boosting her brain? So that's been fun to be a part of, and it's interesting to hear as part of what I've given her with her Zen drops. I didn't realize, that they had the MCT oil. I must have known at some point, but I forgot. So, that's great for her. It's so supportive in so many and skin and coat too. Coconut oil is supposed to be good for skin and coat.
Yeah, I mean, and I encourage anyone out there, try MCT oil for yourself. There's a big market out there for MCT oil products when it comes to a long-term energy source that is advertised, when it comes to cognitive function, immune function as well too. Give it a shot, see what you think, and make your own, judgments there.
Hmm.
And then also for the pets as well, when you're trying the Zen drops, know that that MCT oil is interacting with the CBD for your pet for palatability purposes, but also for quicker effectiveness as well too. And yeah,
That's great.
the whole ketosis, the fact that we've thought all along carbs were the best energy source for our bodies, but now
Hmm.
we're coming to find that, healthy fats are a good long-term energy source. Do your own research as well.
Hmm.
See if that works for you. Because there's a huge sector out there that solely believes in that. And there's companies like Bulletproof Coffee out there that their whole mantra and their whole formula is using triglycerides in the products that they have. So
Have you
yeah,
tried it?
I have. Yeah, I've tried Bulletproof Coffee before. I wasn't consistent with it enough
Mm,
to give you, a full term analysis on it.
sure.
I've also been testing out the mushroom coffee that I talked about
Oh
recently,
yeah.
which has the lion's mane and the reishi and the cordyceps in it, and that could be a good energy source as well too.
I have
Uh,
a friend that's going to listen to the podcast.
okay.
Shout out to Rachel. She is
Hey,
like the
Rachel.
fungi forager. She
Hmm.
makes all these mushroom things. So
The
I might have to,
functional mushrooms.
yeah, yeah,
Not the
yeah.
ones that send you to outer space, but the
Right.
ones that keep you on Earth.
Maybe that's her side hustle. Yeah, the ones that keep you on Earth. Yeah, she knows everything there is to know, and so and she will love hearing that you're doing that.
Yeah, I mean the functional mushroom space that's popping off right now too. Great marketing
Oh
behind
yeah.
a lot of these companies like Rise. I've gotten their product in the mail. It comes in an awesome box. It's got great marketing to go along with it. good product, good advertising, good everything. But yeah, I think for a human or like for a pet as well, you got to try things out and not just like a one quick fix. Do a month with it. Do a 21-day period. They say it takes 21 days to form a habit. Try to stay consistent with it to really see if you see a difference.
Hmm.
And then if you do, you found it work with you. If not, you can kind of go from there. But
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of these stuff that we're talking about, like supplements, there are subtle, some of the effects. It's not pharmaceutical that's just gonna get you high right away or put you down right away, or you're
Mhm.
gonna feel it instantly. You've got to be consistent with it for it to build up in your body, for your body, to become used to what you're using and be able to utilize it.
Yeah.
That's definitely
And
some
to maybe
advice I
build your
give.
dose up or,
Right. Right. Here's another question. A lot of consumers ask about Zen Friends is, do I need to take this product, as needed, or do I need to take it for weeks on end to start to have it build up in the system? My best advice for that is when it comes to Zen drops, you should be able to use the product as needed, or Zen bites or Zen butter as well. It should take, within that 15 to 25-minute window. The liquids get absorbed quicker than the food products do because it takes more to break down, whether it's the soft chew or the Zen butter as well.
hmm
But the advice is use it as needed. Give yourself enough time beforehand to try to use this product before an anxious occasion like traveling with your pet or when your pet's home alone or you're meeting new people or an overstimulating environment.
hmm
But if you want to use it daily, there's also a ton of research and anecdotal evidence out there of the wellness capabilities of
hmm
CBD. And that's where you're kind of tapping into that joint support, that longevity, that endocannabinoid system that you're continuing to work on and continuing to suffice and nurture as well too, the more that you take CBD. So I would recommend that it's great for longevity, great for wellness, and great to get on a routine if you want to use the product daily. And for the most part, it should be able to create that general sense of calmness, sustain for your pet as well. So it'll build up in their body and their temperament should be longer for the long haul. But no, you should not have to take a product for 15 days or 30 days to notice an effect.
hmm
I've seen an effect almost, within that 20-minute window instantly when it comes to using the products for pets.
So do you feel like if somebody uses it regularly for their pet that when an anxious event happens, the pet is already predisposed to be less anxious, or do
That's a
they
good
need an extra
question,
dose?
right? Like, have they built up a tolerance to it?
Yeah, a
To
tolerance.
I
Yeah.
would say probably so, right? Like us as humans as well, sometimes you do build a tolerance to something and you need a little bit more of it in order to feel something.
Yeah.
So observe your pet. If you're noticing that, that dose that you did wasn't enough for your pet, you can always administer more if needed. We say that on the packaging for the product
hmm
as well and just be observant about it. We really have not seen any cases of overdoses or lethargy or my pet, passed out or became
Yeah, yeah.
sick or vomiting. Honestly, those are
Drooling and
right.
out
Those
of
are
it.
so rare that
Hmm
we come to find. But the recommendation is, just to add another dose if needed. And our general rule of thumb is 5 milligrams of CBD per every 25 pounds.
hmm
So, for example, if you've got the 500 milligram product, which I recommend the most, that's the best value that you're getting, bar none. A lot of people, we'll get into the bites and the butter after we're talking about the
hmm
tinctures now, but a lot of people like the bites for the convenience or they like the butter for the convenience. Maybe the tincture is a little intimidating for them. But as a consumer, if you're going to spend, let's say, $60 to get 500 milligrams and you have a smaller dog that's under 25 pounds, that's
hmm
over 120 servings in that
Yeah.
product that you're getting. So that's a really long amount of servings that you're going to get. And essentially, what it is, it's 30 droppers total, and you're going to get over 16 milligrams of CBD per dropper. So, if you want to get to that 5 milligram mark and your dog is under 25 pounds, we have measurements that come
hmm
on the tincture for you.
Yeah.
It's
Super
it's
helpful.
calibrated, so you know that you can give a quarter of a dose each time, and that's what your dog gets because your dog is under 25 pounds. That's what we recommend. But the bigger dog may get half a dropper, and the biggest
Hmm
dog may get a full dropper because they need a little bit more. But yeah, to get back to what you're talking about, just administer more if needed.
Hmm.
Maybe you're on a plane, you need to pull out the tincture and use it on the plane ride or on the car ride, or, maybe you
Yeah.
saw the effects for an hour and a half or 2 hours and it's starting to wear off. You can give a little bit more too. But yeah, the general rule of thumb is 5 milligrams for every 25 pounds for dogs, also for cats as well. And yes, you can administer more if needed.
Yeah, with it. So that's how we've used it. We start with the recommended dosage, and then if things are particularly stressful, I'm trying to think of when a time we've been like, yeah, she needs a second one. Um, I think maybe when we've been separated for sometimes we're apart for 10 days,
Mm,
and toward the end of that she is just so over the pack not being together. She wants things back as they are, and she gets really anxious. So that might be a double dosage day, or a,
hmm
one and a half. So but generally that's enough. The what did you say for 25 pounds again?
5 milligrams for
Five
every
milligrams, yeah.
25
So
pounds.
she's 30 pounds, but
hmm
we kind of stuck with that dosage. That seems like a
hmm
good level for her.
A trial and error, right? You got to try things
Yeah,
out, see how
yeah.
they work. You make pivots, you make edits off of that, based on what you're experiencing or what you're observing for your
That's
pet
another
as
great
well
thing
too.
about the dropper. You really can
Right,
be, you can know, okay, this is what we gave today, and oh, that seemed to really work, or oh, that we can give a little less, or what. That's what's nice about the product is um, you're not drugging your dog, and you don't have to be worried about
right.
overdosing them.
Exactly, yeah. So when it comes to Zen drops, for everyone listening out there, only two ingredients. You've got CBD, broad spectrum. You've also got MCT oil, which we talked about as well. The liquid is clear in consistency, it's flavorless, it's scentless. You can administer this product direct to mouth if you like for a pet orally. Like Erica's mentioning, Suki loves taking it from the dropper.
Hmm.
But also, what you can do is you can put it in food, you can put it in a treat for a pet, put it on a surface. I know very easily Yoshi will lick it off like a container flipped upside down or
Oh,
some sort of a spoon or some sort of a
sure.
surface like that. And that's also a really, really easy way to give it. Or if you've got those pets that are really just so anxious, I recommend just open the, mouth and drop it in right there
Yeah,
like that.
right. Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be our go-to, the one we recommend the best. That's the best value for you. If you're looking to start off with a product, I mostly am going to recommend the 250 milligram for you. If you want to go 100 milligram, that's a great route. We market that product towards cats, even though
Oh,
it's also
sure.
good for dogs as well. Cats tend to weigh less than dogs. So we also have learned over the years that cat owners want to see cats on the packaging. So that was
Oh,
a lot of
really?
the strategy that we had for that product, or we've gotten the advice, why don't you make a Zen cat
Oh,
meditating?
yeah, yeah.
We haven't got around to that yet, but for the most part, what we're doing this year and what we're focused on is every product's neutral. You've got a dog
Oh,
weight, you've got a cat weight. It's not specific to any breed. Believe me, I've heard out there people will come by the booth and say, "Is this just for French bulldogs?"
oh no.
How could we
Yep.
make a product that
Only,
is
yeah,
specifically
just
for French bulldogs? I digress.
that's funny. That's great feedback. What do you do with that?
million questions out there, and you gotta
Yeah.
take them as they come. But no, the products are for dogs. They're for cats as well. And in fact, they're human grade. You've only got two ingredients in there, and if your pet owner wants to steal it, they can, but they're gonna have to take that up with the dog because you're stealing that from their stash.
That's right. The stash.
But yeah, so the Zen drops I recommend if you're looking to start out, the 100 milligrams a good option. You'll see the dog weight, you'll see the cat weight on that product. That is going to give you 30 servings of 5 milligrams a serving. Or if you want to do the 250 milligram, that's going to be over 60 servings for you. So that's a good value to get that at $40. And then lastly, is my biggest recommendation is the 500 milligram. It's the most concentrated product that we have. You're getting the best bang for your buck for $59 for that product, and you're getting over 120 servings of that product if your pet is less than 25 pounds. And that's just the best way to do it, in my opinion, when it comes to using CBD for your pet. Tinctures are easy, they're on the go, they'll travel on an airplane for you. It doesn't go over the 8 fluid ounces when it comes to TSA. And also, it's not a cannabis product, it's THC free, so it also does travel freely as well too. Tincture is great, great proponent. Erica, you've also mentioned that you've had a good experience using a tincture product.
Yeah, very much for myself, and then the Zen drops for Suki. They, like you said, they travel well. It's a small container, so it's easy
Hmm.
to take with you. And if we had her on the plane, that'd be so easy to administer a dose. It's not messy in any way.
Hmm.
So, um, yeah, I mean, I suppose it could be if you just like
Right, right.
use the dropper
Ah!
everywhere. Yeah, but I mean, as
No,
opposed to
it's
like
not
the
an eyedropper.
butter.
Do not put it in your dog's
Yeah,
eyes,
don't.
please. Didn't even say that on the packaging. How could you infer that?
You know what? Uh-oh.
You'd be surprised.
Open to a lawsuit now. Be careful.
Wasn't trying to give any ideas there.
Right, right, right.
So yeah, so we got the Zen Drops, you got CBD, you got MCT oil. We also have Zen Drops Immunity, and that product has 500 milligrams of hemp seed oil mixed in with MCT oil. We recommend to use that product twice a day for boosting the immune system for a pet to assist with skin and coat, shedding, itching, different things like that. And that's an oral supplement. That's not a product that you're going to put on your pet's skin. We have shampoo and healing balm for that. And then when it comes to the CBD products, we recommend those mostly for anxiety relief. We recommend those for calming support without drowsiness as needed. If you want to use it twice a day, that's great as well. And then when it comes to joint support, longevity, and wellness for your pet, let's say you have an older pet or you're looking to get them on a good functional supplement to have on a subscription every 30 days, then we recommend the CBD in the food or orally twice a day that we recommend for the Zen drops. After that, we're going to have Zen Bites. So this is kind of what I was getting back to with that story of a soft chew product. But there are a lot of pet owners out there that the tincture may be intimidating to them. It's confusing to them. They don't want it to use it as much, or just for whatever reason, they're more
Yeah.
comfortable or they want an alternative. So what we do is we have a soft chew product. The size of the chew is about 4 grams in size, so it's a small cube, and it's already dosed out for you. So you've got 5 milligrams of CBD per chew. You get 30 chews in each pouch, and based on your pet's weight, let's say your dog is under or your cat is under 25 pounds, you give them one chew. If they're from 25 to 50 pounds, you can give two chews.
Mhm.
If they're over 50 pounds, you can give three chews. And everything is measured out there, easy, convenient, on the
Yeah.
go,
That
portable
is
pouch.
an advantage to the tincture is that you do have to like look at the dropper and see what level you're at, whereas this can be just grab it from the pouch or grab it from the
Mhm.
little jar.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but Zen Bite's easy for Yoshi. I mean, he'll eat
Hmm.
those no problem at all. Road trips, in the house, in the kitchen, plane rides, easy to put in the backpack. You know
Totally.
exactly what you're getting in each product. It's all measured out, very easy, convenient way. What I would say though, within the pet industry, is it's really difficult to find those quality suppliers out there that have the quality ingredients. They're formulating their products correctly, going through the proper safety and efficacy of how they formulate the product. The ingredients also important too, but it's the palatability that really becomes important when you're getting to soft chew products because if
Hmm.
it's too overpowering for the pet or if it's just too potent, they're not
It
going to
tastes like
eat it.
medicine.
And yeah, if the pet's
Yeah.
not going to eat it, then you don't have
Hmm.
a successful product. So I highly encourage those out there to try Zen Bites to see the palatability for your dog or for your cat. And not just dogs, we find cats love that product too if they're food
Oh,
motivated.
oh, that's nice. I didn't know that was also a cat. You're gonna need to put cats on your packaging.
Yeah. Well, we've got
Apparently.
right, yeah, CBD pet chews. So I'm hoping that pet speaks to
Ah,
a
the
dog
word
and a cat
pet.
owner. But yeah,
Yes,
it really, cat owners want to see cat on the packaging. So yeah, we're definitely gonna focus on that this year as well too, because it just speaks to them right away that, oh yeah, this is a cat product that I can be using.
sure. Well, there is a
Uh,
lot, if you have both in your household, there is a lot of can my dog oh, my dog ate my cat's food. Is that
right.
okay? So you just I'm sure it's reassuring to see a cat, they know, okay, this one visually, I already remember, yep, that one I can give my cat. Suki will eat the Zen bites, nope, like a treat. She
Hmm.
smells it and goes, "Oh yeah," and eats it. And unless she's already anxious, unless we've missed the mark where we haven't anticipated something or something that we couldn't have anticipated happens, then we use the tincture because no matter what, I can honestly
Hmm.
just squirt that right in her cheek, basically, and administer it. So but the advantage to the Zen bites is that owners are used to giving their dog treats
Hmm.
and dogs enjoy the
They know
treat
that, right? It's the
and
excitement. Give me a
yeah.
paw, you know?
Yes, exactly. We treat it exactly like every other
That
treat
bag
that
that
it's
opens. He's
yeah,
activated. Here he
you're
comes.
right. Yeah, exactly.
Comes
Exactly.
running across the room. Hey, you didn't run
Yeah.
across the room, to tell me hello or how was my day, but you will run across the room when
Yeah,
that bag
when
opens.
the bag
I'm starting to
opens.
question our
Look how fast
relationship
you're
here.
moving all of a
Yeah,
sudden. Yeah.
I didn't know you could run like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have cats as well. A lot of cat owners will ask, can my cat take this? And my best advice for cat owners is yes, but your cat needs to be food motivated. It's
Hmm.
something that I tread lightly with cats
Sure.
because even more than like your smaller dog, the cats are picky. I mean, they're
Right.
very finicky when it comes to stuff. They may not want to eat something, and that's not what we want. We want your cat to be able to get the effects from Zen drops or Zen bites. So Zen Drops is going to be the easiest solution for you. It's flavorless like water. You can put it in your cat's mouth, in the food, or on a surface. Dogs, definitely palatable for not a lot of issues when it comes to dogs. And for the most part, dogs love Zen Bites, and cats do
Hmm.
too if they're food motivated. So definitely less worried about palatability for dogs than it comes to a cat breed. But I would say just sense how food motivated is your cat. And
Right.
then if they're not, your best bet is to go with the Zen drops first before trying to choose.
I haven't had a cat in my adult life, but the aforementioned Rachel, her cat will love something once. Love it, love it, love
Mm,
it. This is my favorite new bed. I won't get out of it, and then never again. So it
they're
seems to be a
finicky.
thing. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
There's no
maybe
negotiating with them. They've
you'll
already
be
made up
like,
their
oh,
mind.
yeah, right, right. And Shibas are quite cat-like as
How
far
can
as
I
dogs
negotiate
go.
you to take this treat right now? What's it
Yeah,
gonna take?
yeah. What's in it for me?
Without bowing to you. Like what
Yeah,
what's gonna do it?
right, exactly. So I don't know. I mean, they might have a Zen bite and be like, wow, they're gonna love these. And then never again.
Nope. No. That was like a
Tincture.
one-off for me. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, and especially with Zen Friends too, when we got into the space, it was like, do we want to just be a dog brand? Do we
Mm.
want to be a cat brand? Like,
Or
what do we
French
do
bulldogs
here?
only.
Do we want to be just like the Frenchy cult brand that everyone thinks that we are? But no, no, we didn't want to turn our back on the cat sector and cat owners out there. And, I myself, I've never had pet cats.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if I'm allergic to them. There was one time I was staying at an Airbnb in Chicago, and the owner's cat came and climbed on the bed with me, and I was petting it for a while, but my forearm started to break out in a
Oh
rash.
no.
So I'm not sure if I'm personally allergic to cats, but love
Uh-huh.
cats. And when it comes to Zen Friends and utilizing CBD for pets, I do think as well there's a ton of cats out there, and I have heard a ton of feedback over the years that a lot of cat owners get the benefits just like dogs for
That's
using
great.
CBD for their pets. So we didn't want to turn our back on cats. So
Sure.
at the time it was Zen Dogs and Cool Cats was the first LLC that we created. Then it went down to Zen Dogs, and then it was like, all right, why don't we make Zen Friends? And
I
you're
like
talking
it.
about pet puns, names that are, kind of a spin-off of what they could
Yeah.
be. So Friends
Yeah.
was something that we could trademark. And for us, friends is like it's your friends, it's your pets, it's your dogs, it's your cats, it's all inclusive. It's our community of passionate pet owners that we have out there as well. So yeah, we'll continue to make products for dogs, but also for cats as well too, and try to make them as palatable as possible so that your cat will be willing to take a Zen drop or a Zen bite. We're not as worried about dogs out there. They love their treats.
Yeah. You would have a harder time getting them not to take it.
Exactly right. Like, how do I convince you not to take this right now?
Yeah.
You've reached your daily limit.
Right.
All right, so you got your Zen drops with CBD and MCT oil. You've got your Zen bites with CBD. here comes the new one that we formulated and we're really excited about this year, and that's the Zen butter product. If you do research about peanut butter for cats, it's not necessarily recommended, but
Mm,
it's not going to be life-threatening for them. It's just high in fat content,
yeah.
they say to say for peanut butter. So do a little consulting before you give to your cat. But for the
Hmm.
most part, for dogs, dogs love peanut butter. And I love peanut butter. I've been making
Yeah.
PB&Js my whole life,
Oh yeah.
like easy to spoon, grab it right out of the jar when you're hungry but for dogs,
Wait, well, are you a crunchy or a smooth?
I'll go creamy over crunchy. How about you?
Okay. Yeah, same. Same.
Creamy. A
Yeah.
good creamy peanut butter when it's made
Mm,
right. Yeah,
so
that's
good.
that's that's lip smacking good.
Everybody, started doing different nut butters and things, but
Right.
I'm stuck to the peanut butter. It's still my
Yeah,
favorite.
almond butter,
Oh,
cashew
uh-huh.
butter. Give me
Yeah.
some peanut butter. How about some
Yeah.
classic peanut butter?
Absolutely.
But yeah, so then we
But yeah,
we had the
dogs love
thought
it.
dogs love peanut butter. They just innately love peanut butter. So why not take the Zen Drops and Zen Bites product that we have and offer an alternative form to do the product? So we began testing infusing the CBD into peanut butter. At the time, we had jars when we were starting out with this. Now we've just got this phenomenal formula of dry roasted peanuts it's all creamy and we infuse it with the CBD. We also have another formula, and we'll get into this in the next episode, which has ingredients like L-theanine, valerian root, chamomile, and passion flower infused into it. You can find that product on chewy.com in the anxiety and stress category. It's rocking on page one right now. Encourage you
Yeah.
guys to go check that out with the lick mat. But for the Zen butter pouch, the whole thought process for that product was, okay, Zen drops, Zen bites. Oh, now we can make a calming peanut butter. Let's call that Zen butter. And from the research that we've done here, when we're talking about anxiety for pets, separation anxiety is a big one for pets. Being home alone is very stressful for them. They're very
Hmm.
bonded to their owners. They're uncomfortable. They're stressed out when they're home alone. So why not take this peanut butter here? Let's formulate some sort of a Kong toy, interactive toy type product. So landed on developing the Lick Mat product that we have. It's rubber, it's silicone, it's BPA free. You can stick it on the wall. It's got an
Hmm.
interactive surface for pets. It's got strong suction cups on it. It comes with a spatula for you, and you can rub the Zen butter on the mat itself. So now you've got that stress reliever tactic that Erika and I are talking about for licking for pets, which is naturally a stress reliever in itself. But now
Hmm.
they can lick a calming peanut butter when they're home alone or you're bathing them. And that's
Hmm.
been one of my most exciting products that we've created for Zen Frenz.
Well, you said
And
Yoshi loves it, right?
Yoshi loves it. Oh, I mean, he'll take all the products, but yeah, it's just so
Yeah.
fun, like squeezing it out of the pouch and watching them lick it. They're just having such a
Yeah.
good time. Just lick, 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 lick. And
Yeah.
so we had it in the jar originally, which is great. It's also pretty costly when it comes to shipping a 1 pound product all around the
Oh, sure.
country. So that kind
Hmm.
of went into the thought process for the jar. Also, you may have some difficulty when traveling with a peanut butter jar in your
Hmm.
backpack. So we're like, how do we kind of get this into like a pouch formula, like these apple sauces that you see for kids
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
And that
Like
was
the
really
squeeze
hard.
pouch.
That was really hard. It was
Mm.
really hard to find the right manufacturer that we could partner with in order to do something like that. But lo and behold,
Oh.
we ended up debuting the Zen Drops pouches at the beginning of this year, I want to say, back in like January or the end of last year, and it's been awesome since. I love it myself. The fact that we can get this into a resealable pouch, it's travel friendly. You can use it on the go. It's easy to squeeze. It's mess
Hmm.
free with the packaging. So in comes Zen Butter resealable pouches, and now we're off and running with that too. We've
And
got
it
your
still has
CBD
the
and non-CBD.
spatula with the lick mat?
So two
Or
separate
did you?
products. Yeah, so the Zen Butter pouch, that's one product, and then the Lick
Uh-huh.
Mat is another product. But yes, all of our Lick Mats come with the spatula for you
Uh-huh.
ready to go. So all you have to do is get and
That's nice and mess free.
you can get regular peanut butter and put the Zen drop on it
Mm,
if you didn't want to get the two combined. But we've already done the work for you. We've
yeah, right.
infused CBD into your Zen butter for that calming effect that we've talked about. And we have it in an 8-ounce pouch, which is more travel friendly. It's a smaller size now. Man, that's been an awesome product to work with this past year.
That's great. That's so exciting. And like you said, if you leave your dog with, a safe toy, a Kong or the lick mat, that's going to occupy their time a bit. It's going to give them that soothing, self-soothing licking motion. And, that sets them up for success while you're gone to not freak out and, you know, um, be destructive or be really stressed out and, you know, overly anxious. Yeah, they're
Mhm.
going to miss you either way. They're going to be happy when you're back, but you can leave being a little reassured. I've left my pet where they're not going to be so incredibly stressed out the whole time, and they'll have something to do, at least for until they lick it up.
Right, and it's like, where's more? I want the refill.
Yeah, yeah.
They go like up to the fridge, they're like tapping on it enough times. Like, I want a
Right.
refund. Where do I get my Zen butter? She
You
said
know
she
how
was gonna
the
be home an hour ago.
Yes, exactly. Oh my God. And the on your fridge when you could get dispense ice or water,
Right, right.
though they want a Zen butter dispenser at the bottom that they can just push.
Have you seen some of those? I think of like the Furbo, which will shoot the treat
To
out.
shoot the treat out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's.
yeah. So now we need a Zen butter dispensing Furbo.
I can't get Sippy away
Collab.
from this. Yoshi
Yeah.
broke it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo, she would
He
break
hit
it
the
right away.
shit out of that dispenser. It's
Yeah.
not working anymore. No.
Right. It's a one day. It lasts one day.
A good thing with the Zen butter as well too, which a lot of pet owners are proponents of nowadays, is products that are minimal ingredient. They want to see minimal
Hmm.
ingredient, not a bunch of ingredients that they can't pronounce in the
That they can't
product,
pronounce. Yeah.
right? That make it really like artificial. Like what I will tell you honestly is it's very difficult to make a soft chew that isn't going to have some sort of a stabilizer. It's very hard to get something to stick together like that, like a soft
Hmm.
chew, especially in transit, right? So if you're looking for minimal ingredient products, I'm not going to tell you to take a Zen Bites. I'm going to tell you to take the Zen Drops. It's only two ingredients, MCT oil and CBD. And I'm going to tell you to take the Zen butter because that's only dry roasted peanuts with CBD as well too. And a lot of pet owners will ask, they have a sensitive stomach. Do you think they can take it? Or they may have an
Mm-hmm.
allergy to beef or
Yeah, yeah.
something like that, right? Every pet is different with their diet and what they can take, or mixing with other medication. I would advocate that it's all natural. It's not a pharmaceutical. We
Hmm.
would prefer that you take this holistic remedy over a lot of the other medications that you're taking for your pet. Let's say if it's for calming or anxiety relief or joint support. But for the most part, with minimal ingredient type products, you can rest assured that you're getting something, smaller for your pet to break down and not a lot of stabilizers in there. So that's great about the Zen butter as well too.
Absolutely. I mean, when they're looking for a health product, and a supplement, it's nice to have that option. It is nice though in the treats that you do have those agents because they're not crumbly. They
Right.
don't break apart in your hand as the
Or
second
like
you
an
try to
older
handle
dog,
them.
what if their teeth are falling out? They can't chew
Yeah,
something, right? So that's a
yeah.
difficult product if you're making like a hard, those like hard bone chews for dogs, those milk bones. Like that's really hard for a
Yes.
dog to
Yeah. For
chew. So I
yeah,
wouldn't
those aren't
recommend that.
recommended for seniors.
Or like even a soft chew, it's easier for a dog because at least they can break it down. But it really depends on the dog, and how's your teeth situation going as well too, for the pet. But yeah, I would recommend very easy the Zen Drop liquid or the butter, especially for a senior dog if there's some teeth issues going on there.
Hmm. Hmm.
All right. So, yeah, so today we went over for you guys. We were talking about last episode, the different types of pet anxiety, the percentages that exist out there, the different types of anxiety that exist for dogs and also cats as well. And in this episode, Erica and I were able to talk about for you CBD, cannabidiol, the ingredient for pets. Again, this is not psychoactive. It's derived from the hemp plant. It interacts with the endocannabinoid system. And for the most part, this is going to be used for calming support and joint support, both for humans and for pets as well too. So our goal with Zen Frenz is formulating products that only use natural ingredients that are non-drowsy for pets as well. And CBD for us falls right in line with that category of what we're looking to promote for our pets. We have that in the form of Zen drops for you. We also have that in the form of Zen bites, Zen butters as well too. And then we do topical products. So that would be
Mm,
the healing balm. That's for any hot spots, wounds, or inflammation. We have a formula that infuses the CBD into that for your pet, so you can rub it on their paws, their nose, any
hmm
wounds that they may have. We also have a new formula this year that comes in a resealable stick, so it's going to be much more convenient than the tins that we used to do. And then the other one is the shampoo formula with oatmeal, lavender, chamomile, and the CBD. So let's say you have an anxious pet going to get a bath. We recommend to rub that in for about 5 minutes before the bath. Let it seep into the skin for your pet. And then now that's a topical solution that you can have for grooming opposed to the consumables that we've talked about today.
And it works great. I'm a huge proponent of the shampoo. I honestly didn't think it was going to work as well as it did. Suki's I was like, oh, nothing's going to override her bath anxiety. She's committed to the role. She's very committed.
So, I
And
mean,
she
how did
would
it go? What
all
was it
these
like for you?
vocalizations. She so much calmer and more and at the groomer too. Both when we do baths at home and then when she would go to get groomed. She still is vocal. She likes to tell them a story during the process, but she's much more okay with being handled and they have when you take them to a professional, they have like blow dryers and
Mm,
kind of more
the full
industrial
full setup.
equipment. Yeah, full
Yeah,
setup,
the full
full setup.
setup.
And they're not harsh with her or anything like, but they have kind of these big machines and whatever. So it's a lot. It's a lot of noise and a lot of handling and getting moved from one place to another and having her nails clipped and all that. And so having the CBD shampoo has really helped
Mm,
make make her accept the process.
mm.
Maybe she's not happy that she's there,
Right,
but
right.
she's not fighting it.
It's like, I understand.
She's not screaming. Yeah, I understand. Fine, And Rick has
If you
banished
must.
me from the bathroom because she'll act up if when I come in. He'll be
Uh-uh.
giving her a bath. I'll come in to help or check, and she starts going. And, she's,
She
and
likes
he's
to
like,
get a little dramatic with you,
get out
Erica.
of here. Mommy. So, that's two
Good cop,
parts
good
of the
cop, good
equation.
cop, bad cop, bad cop,
Yeah,
bad
right.
cop.
Yes, yes, exactly. More like sucker,
Yes, sucker.
gullible. Yeah.
Save me!
Yeah.
He's trying to drown me.
I need treats. I need treats to get through this experience.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Sure, I'll
yeah.
do it for some treats.
Yes, exactly. So that she'd be looking to me. But yeah, those are two important factors in Suki's successful bath is the shampoo and me not stopping by as frequently.
All right. Okay, good, good, good. So, hey, next bath, let's get some Zen Frenz shampoo on her. Let's also get the
Yes.
lick mat up on the tub. Maybe she can lick some peanut butter when she's getting groomed and more treats, of course, because that's what she
That's great.
wants.
Yeah, more treats, more treats.
Awesome. Well, hey guys, next episode we'll get into you if we're not going to do another interview for Zen Friends with guests that we have in the industry. We're going to do a full-scale breakdown for you on the alternative calming ingredients that we use for Zen Friends. Those are going to be L-theanine, valerian root, chamomile, passion flower. We're going to do a full breakdown for you guys to get to know more about those ingredients that you're going to be trying for your pets. But for this episode, we wanted to cover for you what is CBD? How does CBD work for your pets? How can you take CBD for your pets? What's the different forms that you can take it in as well? What are some of the uses that you can use for CBD for pets as well too? And also creating a lot of that distinction for you all and letting you know that it's not psychoactive, it's not THC, it's not a cannabis product, it's not a drug that you'd be using for your pet. But give it a try. Go to zenfriends.com. Right now, we have code Fireworks for 25% off. You can also use Suki's code as well too for her ambassador code that you have on the website. Friends15 will also get you a 15% discount too on your first order, and give it a shot. Whether it's joint support that you're looking for your pet, you're looking to get into a wellness routine, or whether it's going to be anxiety or just some Zen or some calming you're looking for your pet in a different situation. We've got Zen drops for you. We got Zen bites. We got Zen butters. We've also got your topicals, shampoos, healing balms, the lick mats that go with the Zen butter as well. Try it for yourself as well too. If you're a human, really try to see if you see some sort of a difference, but not just a one and done 1 day thing. Try
Hmm.
it for a month, in a row, and really let it build up in your body to see what you think and what you think for your pet, and get back to us. Let us know here on the Zen Frenz
Yeah, we'd
podcast.
love your feedback. We'd love your comments. And as far as, getting into some of those ingredients next time, I will be learning along with the audience. So if you have questions, you can hit me up on Suki's account or through Zen Friends. So again, Suki is Sukiyaki, Sukiyaki Shiba, Shiba. So that was kind of a mouthful, but hopefully you'll
The
find her.
legend,
And
the queen
yeah,
legend,
the Suki. You can just
the
type
Suki.
into Google, you just put the Suki. And let us know because I'm with you. I'm learning along with you what these ingredients are, and I'm excited to find out how they help our pets. I really don't know. I don't have insider
Mhm.
info. So, I'm an audience member as well.
Let's do it. All right. Well, let's
Yeah.
get Zen this year. We're going to take a further deep dive for you all in the next episode that we have for the podcast. We're really going to shed some light on anxiety for pets this year. The fact that 1 in every 2 pets experiences some form of anxiety, the different types of anxiety, and what are the natural remedies out there that exist that you can utilize for your pets. And that's what we specialize in here for Zen Friends, is formulating those products to support anxiety and calming for pets, their mobility, their joint support, their skin and coat, and their immune system as well too. And we've got to get a ton of credit for our products when it comes to utilizing CBD to accomplish this in a natural way, as well as MCT oil too. So, Erica, I'm glad that we got to shed some light on our hero ingredients that we have today.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's great to hear about it and learn about it and kind of feel you know, reinvigorated about giving this to Suki. I just really, really love um, supporting her just to have a really healthy life and feel comfortable and
She's 14
happy.
now.
She's 14.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
a great age. My English Bulldog lived till 15. His name was Duke. Actually,
Oh,
originally it was a friend of mine that recommended trying CBD for his joints. We found
oh,
a lot of relief at the later stages in his life as an English Bulldog. But 14, that's a great age for a dog.
oh.
Still going strong.
Yeah, still going strong. She took off on Rick the other day and ran down a hill. He got a little nervous and he got it on camera. So we have that up on her page right now that she was booking it. She was running so fast and her little tail was doing like a propeller. I think it was helping. And she was completely unfazed. She
Let's
didn't think she was
go.
going too fast at all. Yeah, she was pumped. And Rick has run marathons and yeah, he had a hard time keeping up with our 14-year-old girl. So that makes me feel good.
Still got it in her. Still pro surfer, in her
Yes,
part-time.
right?
Part-time 11th birthday enjoyer at the beach as well too. Part-time, I guess I'll get a groom bath if I have to, if
Mm-hmm.
the treat price is right. Part-time, be very dramatic when Erica is in the room.
Yeah. Hey, you've got it. That's her in a nutshell.
All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of the Zen Friends podcast. Make sure to go to zenfriends.com to check out your full collection of wellness that you can get for your pet. As well, make sure to check out Sukiyaki Shiba on Instagram to get a chance to follow the life of Shiba Inu Suki and dog mom Erika Nowlan. Erika, this has been a pleasure. We'll look forward to catching you on the next one.
Always. Thank you so much, Alex.
See ya.